Hey, what's up, guys? Over Ben 1000 back today with this little Spider-Man custom. Spider-Man Unlimited. If you're my age, if you're 40, you've probably seen it. Now, I was in high school around the time this came out, so I wasn't into it as much as I was the animated series. But I honestly do not like the animated series Spider-Man figure. I honestly think it's a terrible Spider-Man figure, and I know a lot of people do not like other people to say that, but it's true. If they remake that figure on this body, I might be a little bit happier. And I'm not sure if this is a new body or not. I don't think it is, based on some like the ab crunch articulation and the hip twist, which I don't love. But that's Marvel Legends, that's Hasbro. Maybe someday they'll give us like ball jointed waists and whatnot. But I grabbed this guy yesterday, and I always thought that this suit was a fantastic design. It was like Spider-Man 2099, but not. And I just always loved it. Now, the base figure is a good figure, a good solid figure. But I just felt it was kind of plain. It was missing something. If you see here, like that's a little better of a shot of it, but he was no shadowing whatsoever. And he just, in my opinion, could have been better. I really want this cane, by the way. But he could have been better. This is what he looked like. But if you look at the card, right there, he's all sorts of shadowed, right? And so I decided to do some shadow work. Now, I normally do my shadow work with a Gundam pen or marker, but mine was all but gone. So I did use a Sharpie Magic paint pen, with a really small tip to really get in there. If you can focus, probably can't, but you get the idea. And I went all over them. Now I know with Sharpie markers, or even sometimes the Sharpie paint pens, it fades a little bit, or it could come off purple, and that's fine. Like I was going for cell shading, and I feel like that's what I got. I might touch up here a little bit because he went a little wider than I really originally wanted, but if I don't, I don't. It's no big deal. But I think he looks so much better. Like, I just went over him and all this shading, right? I even touched the back up, which you can't really tell because his cape's over it, but up there, I did shade him a bit. But yeah, I just wanted to give this guy some definition. I wanted to make him pop out, stand out a little bit. I didn't put any on the red. Didn't need it on there, but if you ever watch the cartoon, his suit is actually almost black. It's blue, but there's so much shade on the suit that it is almost black. I was just gonna leave the head shade there, but then I was like, nope, I'm going full force. And it really looks much better in my opinion. I also made the lenses yellow because in the cartoon, his lenses are a little bit more yellow. Now, I might take some white paint and speck on there in certain spots, but overall, his eyes were yellow in the show. And I just think this is so much more accurate to how he looked in the show. Very, very shaded. I don't want to dominate the shade. I just wanted enough in there, like in the muscle textures and the creases and how it looks in the show, where his chest is greatly shaded on the show. But yeah, the Spider-Man Unlimited. If you find him, grab him. I think he's a really good Spider-Man figure. These little wrist things can be annoying, but they're floating pieces, which I would greatly prefer. They kind of look like Robo said, they kind of look like the spider rings that we got as kids. But if they were sculpted on, there would be zero hand articulation there. It would be like that one new Iron Man figure where like he can't put like his hand up and like he's got to shoot the repulsors out of his hands, right? And that's not good either. But if you can take a Gundam marker or a paint marker or anything and just even did the bottoms of his feet, get in there and shade them. He looks much better. I think he really pops on the shelf now. So, yeah, check it out. Definitely grab this figure. If you don't want to do any work to him, you don't have to do any work to him. But, hey, I think he looks much better if you do. Could be my personal opinion, but I guess when it's my shelf, my figure, my personal opinion's all that really matters, isn't it? Until next time.